Hello students, good morning. Yesterday I taught you how to write message of congratulation, message of condolence and rules and regulations. Did you practice writing those tasks from ASE 2074? I hope you did those tasks. In today's class, we'll talk about writing task 2. And you know that it's guided writing 2. It's asked in question number 6 in ASE question and it carries 5 marks. It's also a guided writing because enough clues are given. The word limitation is 75 to 100 words. The tasks that can be asked in this section are interpreting charts, graphs, tables, lists and pictures, short skeleton stories, invitation letter, thank you letter, letter of regret, news stories, and paragraph. If you look at ASE questions of 2074 and 75, you will find that you are asked to write news story, interpreting pie chart, and interpreting bar diagram. We will practice writing these together. Let's look at ASE question of 2075. Look at the set RE101AP. Look at question number 6. What is the task? Let's read. Write a news story with the help of the clues given in the box below. Now, what are the clues given? Let's read it together. Nepal Army collects 800 kg garbage from Mount Ahmadabalam. And the other clues are Mount Ahmadabalam Clean Up Campaign 2075 organized by Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee, SPCC. The Shamsher Gulma, a company of Nepal Army participates. Financial assistance from Khumbu village body. 800 kg garbage collected. Handed over to the local community amid program. SPCC chairperson Mr. Sherpa expresses his gratitude to YANE. What do you do with these clues? You change these clues into sentences. Now, let's write the news story together. How do you start writing a news story? Yes, we start with the headline. And what is given in the headline? It's Nepal Army collects 800 kg garbage from Mount Ahmadabalam. Now let's write together. Write the headline. Nepal Army collects 800 kg garbage from Mount Ahmadabalam. Write the headline in a single line, and sometimes the headline may not be given. In that case, pick out the main thing from the clues and make it a headline. After the headline, on the left in the next line, write the deadline. We write deadline in news stories. Deadline means the place and the date from where the news is written. Let's write the deadline. You can write Kathmandu. And today is April 23. So write April 23. This is deadline. Now start in the next line from the left. The first sentence of a piece of news should be catchy. Means न्यूज पढ्नेको ध्यान तान्ने खालको सेन्टेन्स हुनुपर्छ पहिलो सेन्टेन्स एन्ड इट शुड कन्टेन द मेन थिङ अफ द न्यूज सो द मेन थिङ अफ दिस न्यूज हियर इज द हेडलाइन एन्ड द फर्स्ट क्लू गिभन लुक एट द फर्स्ट क्लू Mount Ahmadabalam Cleanup Campaign 2075 organized by Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee. So let's write the sentence like this. Nepal Army has collected 800 kg of garbage from Mount Ahmadabalam during the Mount Ahmadabalam cleanup campaign (2075) organized by Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee SPCC. Now the first sentence is complete and it's catchy as well, and it contains the main idea of the news. Now look at the next clue. It's the Shamsher Gulma, a company of Nepal Army, participates. Now change this clue into a sentence like this. Let's write it together. Continue writing. The Shamsher Gulma and put comma there. A company of Nepal Army participated in the campaign. Good. Now the next clue is financial assistance from Khumbu village body. How do you change this into a sentence? Write like this. Continue writing. No paragraph change. The financial assistance for the program was provided by Khumbu village body. Now look at the next two clues. 800 kg garbage collected, handed over to the local community amid program. Now how do you write this? In your next sentence, make a sentence with these clues. The sentence goes like this. Go on writing. The 800 kg garbage collected has been handed over to the local community amid a program for the disposal. This phrase has been added. It is not given in the clues. Disposal. Look at the next clue. What is the last clue given in your question? SPCC chair Mr. Sherpa expresses his gratitude to NA. Now write the sentence like this. During the handover program, SPCC chair Mr. Kaji Sherpa, you can add, because Mr. Sherpa is given there, you can add the first name there. Mr. Kaji Sherpa expressed his gratitude to Nepal Army. Yes, we have started with the headline. We wrote the deadline. We have changed all the clues into sentences and we wrote the news. Now the news story is complete. Now look at your copy and check. I will read out the news story that we have written. Nepal Army collects 800 kg garbage from Mount Ahmadabalam. It's a headline. Kathmandu, April 23, it's the deadline. Nepal Army has collected 800 kg of garbage from Mount Ahmadabalam during the Mount Ahmadabalam Cleanup Campaign 2075 organized by Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee, SPCC. The Shamsher Gulma, a company of Nepal Army, participated in the campaign. The financial assistance for the program was provided by Khumbu village body. The 800 kg garbage collected has been handed over to the local community amid a program for the disposal. During the handover program, SPCC chair Mr. Kaji Sherpa expressed his gratitude to Nepal Army. Have you checked your writing? Yes. In your examination too, do not forget to reread your writing task. This way you can check whether you have made any mistakes or not. And if you find any mistake, you can make corrections. I taught you the simplest way of writing a news story. You can add more details too if you can. The news story we have written has nearly 90 words. Means you meet the requirement, because you are required to write at least 75 words and maximum 100 words in this type of writing task. What did we do in writing the news story? What tenses did we use? We used present perfect and past tense, and sometimes we used the passive structure too. This is what we do while writing a news story. You don't have any other news story in SEE 2075, but you have them in SEE questions of 2074 in two sets. Look at RE101AC and RE101BC. Try writing them for your practice. Show it to the person who knows better than you, and then you will find out whether your writing is good or not. Now let's move to another type of writing. It's story. Look at the question set SEE 2075 RE101BP. Look at question number 6. Now read the instruction. Develop a story with the help of the clues given in the box. Give a suitable title and a moral too. Means, what are you going to do? You are writing a story. Where are the clues given? They are given in the box. What other tasks do you have to do? Yes, you should give it a suitable title and you should write a moral too. Now let's look at the clues. A rose in the garden, very proud of her beauty. Ugly cactus grows nearby, insults the cactus. Cactus stays quiet. Summer season. Well in the garden dries. No water for the plants. The rose suffers a lot. Sees a sparrow dipping her beak into the cactus for water. Asks the cactus. Cactus agrees. The rose ashamed. And moral. Now, which tense do we use in writing a story? Do you know that? You must have practiced in your class too. Your teacher must have told you. We use the past tense in writing a story. You can write the title of the story when you finish the story. Because when we finish the story, we know the whole story and then we'll be able to suggest a good title. So, leave one line for the title and start writing the story. How do we start writing a story? You must know these things. You can start writing a story with the word once or with the phrase once upon a time. Now look at the first two clues. A rose in the garden, very proud of her beauty. Now let's start writing this story. let's write it together. How do you start writing a story? With once or once upon a time. Let's start with once upon a time. Once upon a time, there was a rose in a garden who was very proud of her beautiful look. Let me read the sentence. And you look at the clues. How did we change the clues into a sentence? Once upon a time, there was a rose in a garden who was very proud of her beautiful look. Now, the next clue. What is the next clue? The third clue. Ugly cactus grows nearby. Now, continue writing. Let's make it a sentence. There was an ugly cactus that grew nearby the rose. What was your sentence? There was an ugly cactus that grew nearby the rose. Now let's look at the next two clues. Insults the cactus. Cactus stays quiet. For these clues, write the sentence like this. Every day, the rose would insult the cactus on his looks, while the cactus stayed quiet. Now look at the other clues. Summer season, well in the garden dries, no water for the plants. Now make a sentence like this. Soon, S-O-O-N, summer season began. And what happened? The well in the garden dried and there was no water for the plants. Okay, we have written other sentences as well. What is another clue? The rose suffers a lot. How do you write the sentence? Write like this. The rose suffered a lot. The rose suffered a lot means and it began to wilt. We have added. What does the clue says? The rose suffered, and we have added one phrase there. The rose suffered a lot and it began to wilt. ओइलाउन लाग्यो भनेको. Now the next clue. Sees a sparrow dipping her beak into the cactus for water. Now change this into a sentence. C means the rose, saw a sparrow dipping her beak into the cactus for water. Now look at other clues. Asks the cactus, cactus agrees, the rose assent. Now how do you write the sentence? See Here also C means the rose. Asked the cactus if she could have some water. The kind cactus readily, readily, agreed. The rose was ashamed. Now we have finished all the clues. Only the word moral is left. Now, what is the moral of this story? The question asks you to give the moral of the story. What is the moral of the story? स्टोरीमा त्यो रोजले क्याक्टसलाई रूपमा नराम्रो ठानेको थियो, तर पछि क्याक्टससँग पानी माग्नु पर्यो। क्याक्टसको पनि उपयोगिता रहेछ भन्ने कुरा रोजले बुझ्यो। So, what is the moral of this story then? The moral can be anything that should be related to the story. Here in the story, the moral is never judge someone by the way they look. So how do you write the moral? You can write at the end, the moral of the story is never judge someone by the way they look. Now we have written the moral too. What is left? Yes, suggesting the title. What is the title for the story? The simplest way of giving the title to a story is writing the characters of the story. What are the characters in the story? The rose and the cactus. Now write a title like this: A Red Rose and a Cactus. Or, how was the rose? The rose was proud. So another title for the story can be The Proud Rose. This is the story. Now let me read the whole story and you check your copy. A Red Rose and a Cactus. Once upon a time, there was a rose in a garden who was very proud of her beautiful look. There was an ugly cactus that grew nearby the rose. Every day, the rose would insult the cactus on his looks, while the cactus stayed quiet. Soon, summer season began. The well in the garden dried and there was no water for the plants. The rose suffered a lot and it began to wilt. She saw a sparrow dipping her beak into the cactus for water. She asked the cactus if she could have some water. The kind cactus readily agreed. The rose was ashamed. The moral of the story is never judge someone by the way they look. This is the story. Have you learned anything on writing a story? I think yes. Practice writing stories. You have another story writing task in the question set SEE 2075 RE101GP. Try writing that story by yourself. Start with once or once upon a time. Use a suitable pronoun on the basis of the character. Change the verbs from the given clues into past tense. Make simple sentences. Write the character as a title. And when you finish writing your story, show it to someone who knows better than you. Then he or she will provide you feedback and you can improve your writing skill. This is all about story writing. Now let's look at another task. Another writing task that has been asked in 2074 and 75 is interpreting charts and graphs. Now, Look at SEE 2075 RE101CP. Look at question number 6. Let's read the question. The following pie chart shows the marks obtained by Susan Casey in the SEE pretest 2075. Study the chart and write a description of it in about 100 words. What are you going to write? You are going to write a description of the information shown in the chart given there. And what is the word limitation? In about 100 words. Now look at the pie chart. What do we look for in interpreting pie charts? Well, when we interpret a pie chart, we look for the differences in the slices. How many slices are there? There are 8 slices. And what do these slices reflect? They show you the marks obtained by a student in different subjects. Writing an interpretation of a chart is difficult, so you have to have some tips for interpreting charts and graphs. What are the tips? What are the things that you should know while writing the interpretation of charts and graphs? Number 1 is start by saying exactly what the chart shows. Do not copy the words in the questions. Use other words with the same or similar meaning. Explain what the different section the chart refers to. Here, the different section of the chart refer to the marks obtained by a particular student in an examination. Describe the key findings shown in the chart. Compare the information given. Because while interpreting charts and graphs, we have to compare the information because the charts are for making comparison. And then you write the conclusion. In interpreting charts and graphs, we write 3 paragraphs. In the first paragraph, we write what the chart or graph shows. In the body paragraph, means in the second paragraph, we write key informations, we compare the information, and we give details of the given chart or graph. And then in the final paragraph or the third paragraph, we write a concluding sentence. This is all about how we need to write interpretation of charts or graphs. Now let's write it together. Look at the question again. What does the pie chart show? The first paragraph should contain the information the pie chart or the bar graph give. What information does it give then? Let's write it together. Start writing like this. The pie chart displays the marks obtained in 8 different subjects by Susan Casey in SEE pretest 2075. This is the first sentence and this is the first paragraph. The question says the following pie chart show, but we have written the pie chart displays. Means you have to use a different word. You have to use the words which have similar meaning. And we have added one phrase here, in 8 different subjects. So you have to talk about what the pie chart or bar graph show. It shows the marks obtained by Susan Casey in 8 different subjects. So we have inserted the phrase in 8 different subjects in the first paragraph. Now let's write the body paragraph. Look at the chart. What does the chart show? It shows the marks obtained by a student in 8 different subjects. And look at the chart in detail. What is the highest mark? Look at the chart. It's science 85. What is the lowest mark? It's math 50. Do you see any more information there in the chart? If you look at Nepali and social studies, in Nepali he has got 75 and in social studies he has got 75. Means he has got equal marks in both subjects. Look at another subject, math EH, he has got 65 and in account also he has got 65. So here too the student has got equal marks. And two subjects are left. Look at HPE, he has got 70 and in English he has got 55. In which subject is the student good at? He is good at science because he has got 85. He is good at Nepali because he has got 75. He is good at social studies because he has got 75. And in which subject is he poor at? He is poor at mathematics because he has got 50. What are these things? These are the main information of the chart. Now, when you write the body paragraph, you should write the main information. So let's write it together. Now, start from the second paragraph. From the pie chart, it is clear that he is good at science, social studies, and Nepali, as he has got 75 or more in those subjects. Good. Now, what is he poor at? He start a new sentence. He is poor at mathematics as he has just got 50 in it. Now, write the details of information. What are the details in the chart? The marks obtained by him in different subject is the details. So, start writing another sentence. According to the chart, Susan obtained the highest mark, and then write the marks in bracket. 85 in science. And earlier I was talking about comparing the information. So compare the information here. Whereas he got the lowest mark. And what was the lowest mark? 50. Write 50 in the bracket. And what was the subject? Mathematics. So write in mathematics. What is left there? Now look at the marks obtained by the student in other subjects. He got 75. Here I use the word got. So do not use the same word all the time. Your question says obtained. Sometimes you write obtained. Sometimes you write got. Use different verbs. He got 75 both in, means he got 75 in two subjects. Look at the chart. Social studies and Nepali. Both in social studies and Nepali. The student has got equal marks in two other subjects as well. So, you start writing another sentence from similarly. Write the word similarly. He secured, means use another word. It's similar to got or obtained. Equal marks What is the equal mark? 65. You can write that in bracket. In mathematics, yes, and account. Look at the chart. He has got 65 in both these subjects. We have not written about HPE and English. So write that details as well. He secured 70 in HPE and 55 in English. Is anything left? No. We have written everything in the second paragraph, in the body paragraph. Now the last paragraph. What do you write in the last paragraph? Earlier I told you, in the last paragraph we write the conclusion. How do you write the conclusion and what is the conclusion? The conclusion may depend on the type of information given there in the chart, but here the conclusion is, start writing the last paragraph, write the phrase in conclusion. Your examiner will know that you are writing the conclusion now. If you write the word in conclusion there. In conclusion, Susan needs to work hard in mathematics and English to perform better in the examination. Good. Why did we write this? Because he has got poor marks in these two subjects. In maths, he has got 50 and in English, he has got 55. So it's our conclusion. Now let me read the whole text, the interpretation of that chart, and you check your writing as well. The pie chart displays the marks obtained in 8 different subjects by Susan Casey in SEE Pre-Test 2075. This is the first paragraph. From the pie chart, it is clear that he is good at science, social studies and Nepali, as he has got 75 or more in those subjects. He is poor at mathematics as he had just got 50 in it. According to the chart, Susan obtained the highest mark, 85 in science, whereas he has got the lowest mark, 50 in mathematics. He got 75 both in social studies and Nepali. Similarly, he secured equal marks, 65 in mathematics, H and account. He secured 70 in HPE and 55 in English. Now go to the conclusion. In conclusion, Susan needs to work hard in mathematics and English to perform better in the examination. That is the interpretation of chart that we have written from this question. In the SEE examination of 2075, RE101 DP has the question in which you have to interpret a pie chart. And in another set, RE101 EP, there is a bar diagram. Practice writing the interpretation yourself. If you look at unit 19 of your textbook, that unit focuses on interpreting charts and graphs. You will see the interpretation of tables as well. Today we practiced writing 3 different tasks. Do you remember? One was writing a news story, another was writing a story, and the final one was writing an interpretation of a pie chart. In this section, there are other types of writing tasks. They can be invitation letter, they can be thank you letter, they can be letter of regret, they can be paragraph, or they can be interpretation of tables, lists and pictures. Practice writing these tasks too. Show your writing to other people who knows more than you. They can give you feedback and you can improve your writing. Remember, you learn to write by writing only. This much for today. We'll discuss another topic tomorrow. And thank you very much for listening to us.